Dookie.
All right.
All right, next.
Let's talk Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I think Virginia Tech's flying under the radar this year.
Okay, break it down for me.
I think they're flying under the radar. I think they need to be healthy or stay healthy. I think they need to be more consistent.
Hold on, football team should stay healthy.
I think the schedule is backloaded into November. This is truly a team we may not know who they are until December, Dan. You know.
Okay, good.
You know I love that saying.
We won't really know who they are until December.
Yeah.
Ty Hildebrandt swinging in with the insight bombs.
This was a 6-7 team a year ago. They lost to Syracuse in overtime, Miami on a controversial, overturned Hail Mary thing.
Yep. Nobody could see anything, but a ruling was made regardless. Yeah.
They lost to Clemson, a couple others. 5 of their 6 losses were by 1 score. So they were in it, and frustratingly so. I think amid all the talk in the ACC about Clemson being back, Carson Beck going to Miami, Bill Belichick going to North Carolina, not a lot of people talking about Tech this year. Last year, I think, was a little bit underwhelming. I think that's putting it mildly. But when you've got close losses like that, when you've got a guy like Kyron Drones, who clearly has a lot of talent but was beat up, context, again, is important. It wasn't a horrible team, but they were inconsistent, and I think there were extenuating circumstances. So what are they at now? Brent Pry's got 2 new coordinators. 2 new coordinators with 2 new schemes to try and fix the glitch. And the big question for me is, can they do it? Can they do it? The biggest source of inconsistency on this team last year was the offense. There were 3 and out, 1 of every 3 possessions. By the way, that's a lot. FYI. It didn't help that Drones was banged up. We saw a little Colin Schley, some Pop Watson, great name. Now this year we've got Philip Montgomery, who's the new offensive coordinator. So I think he's got pieces to work with, Dan. I think Drones is going to be healthy. I really like they got Terrion Stewart, the running back from Bowling Green. That dude's a bowling ball with eyes, man. I like him. And I like Aiden Green out wide. I think he could grow into a true wide receiver 1. We saw him pop in the bowl game a little bit. I'm interested to see if they steer more into their running game. I'm not sure what their line's going to look like, but that to me is what I'm watching from an offensive standpoint. I like some of the transfers they brought in. It's going to be an entirely new line up front. So that's probably the missing piece right now as we do this in mid-July. But ultimately the key is, can they find a way to get Kyron Drones to be a little bit more consistent, who everybody knows and loves at this point? You just need him to be more reliable.
But was pretty inconsistent last year, beat up last year.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a big arm. He really does. They just need to find a way to create more of a vertical threat with him on the field. It wasn't full-on pickleball last year, Dan, but it also wasn't not pickleball.
Right.
With a lot
and
of
by
short
that,
passes.
for our new listeners, what is pickleball?
Pickleball is when everything is within 5 to, let's say, 7 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Building the whole plane out of dink and dunk. Yeah.
And there was a lot behind the line of scrimmage last year. So they got to hopefully get past that and hopefully build more of a vertical threat. Another point of intrigue for me is the new defense coordinator, Sam Siefkes.
Okay.
He is 33. He's been a DC at Wofford. He coached in the NFL for the Vikings and the Cardinals as a linebacker coach. You might be surprised to learn that he wants to run more of an aggressive attacking defense, Dan.
Yeah. Always surprising. You might also be surprised to learn that it's another coordinator who Ty is at least 10 years older than.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
I'm not talking about this.
I want to give a shout out to the Key Play, a great website that
did
a full breakdown of what the Sam Siefkes defensive scheme might look like, from a 3-man front, which he likes, to maybe using 3 high safeties, kind of the way that Ohio State did with Caleb Downs. And shout out to those guys for giving us a clue as to what to expect. I don't know what to make of this, okay? I really don't. I think the schedule is going to be in November to remember. They open the year against South Carolina, which is obviously a great game. I generally like Virginia Tech, and I like them to hit that over 6.5.
Okay.
Even though there's a lot new, I think you could probably make the case that this is Brent Pry's best team since he got to Blacksburg. And there's a good chance to go 5-1 to start. And if that's the case, they just got to pick up 2 the rest of the way to hit that over. I think the ceiling's 8-4, but I feel good about them going over 6.5.
Okay. So if you are looking at Virginia Tech as a team with questions, but you like the talent on both sides of the ball, 2 new coordinators, I guess my big question is, when you look at Virginia Tech's 2024, you're looking at a team who, again, another team that is sort of a reverse Duke, which, by the way, don't do a reverse Duke before you stretch.
No, never.
It's for the best. They lost every game they lost pretty much by like 3 points in the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
So what does this team look like in the fourth quarter? Because of the winnable games against, take your pick, Rutgers or Miami or Vanderbilt or Duke or any, like, this is not a team who was winning any of these 50-50 games.
No.
So I don't know what that says about Brent Pry. I don't know what that says about Kyron Drones late in games, or how the offense was called last year, or how, what kind of fitness and stamina this team had in the fourth quarter. How do you finish, Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Because, again, you're 4 game minutes away from being like 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah, I mean, not to give the game away too much.
Yeah.
As you know, the Big 12 is coming up next. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a little bit of research earlier today on Scott Satterfield, and it's not exactly the same situation, granted, but there's enough there of Cincinnati feeling like they were close in spots, but then petering out. And you have to ask, is it a culture thing? Is it a discipline thing? And furthermore, is it the kind of thing that you can fix in an off season?
Right.
And I don't know the answer to that. The answer is different for everybody. I like Brent Pry as a coach. I think he is very on brand for Blacksburg, Virginia. But I want to like this team more than I do, and I already like them more than I expected.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Brent Pry had them in a position. They were an 8-4 team that went 6-6 last year. They didn't do anything horrifically bad.
No.
They had an average offense and a pretty good defense, and they lost a bunch of tiny games late. And so I generally put that on Brent Pry.